Hi dears, Edith from Step Into Your Brilliance here to this lecture. It is very important to know and to understand this. It is enormously important if you are a mother or father yourself. And it is important to understand you and your fears, your patterns, your programs and your unconscious conditioning better. And to get back your energy and life force, which is bound in it.
Welcome, dear friends, cultural creatives and seekers. I am here to tell you about this month's program, a very exciting program on the nature of conscious parenting and living into this world. Now, a lot of people think life just happens, but it turns out it's actually the programming that we get in the first 7 years of our life that determines the character of our life. This is not new information. For 400 years, the Jesuits have told us, give me a child until it is 7, and I will show you the man. Well, today's video is actually all about how that programming that you get before 7 actually determines the character of the rest of your life. It's so important because if you understand this, then you get a chance to re-empower your life, to take back from that programming to create the one that you want. So I hope you enjoy this program. We have a new actor in our series today, and that would be my grandson, Miles. I know he's all excited about this. I hope you enjoy him and me in today's program. Thank you. Dear God, the world is in such a mess today. It's chaos all over the place. And dear God, you could help us. Bring us back to peace and love on this planet. Please, I will pray for peace and love. Dear God, dear God, I forgot how to do the sign of the cross. God, please send me a sign, send me some help so I could finish this prayer.
Let me show you how to do it. Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Let me try it. Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
That's it.
Thank you, Miles.
And thank you, Grandfather.
I wonder how that child could learn so fast. He's just a kid and he knows it. Well, actually, you can understand how he can learn because you can put wires on a person's head, and that's called electroencephalograph, and you could read brain function. Well, an adult has all different ranges of vibrations of brain function, but when a child is born, for the first 2 years, it has a very low vibration called delta. And a child is in delta. Well, adults, when they're in delta, that's called sleeping. Well, yeah, for the first year and a half or 2 of a child's life, they spend most of their time in delta. So that's the predominant vibration of a child's brain. But around 2 years of age, the vibration of a child's brain increases at a higher level of vibration, and this level is called theta. Well, theta, that's characterized by imagination. And that's true. A child between the ages of 2 and 7 is mixing the real world and the imaginary world at the same time. So for example, the child's on a broom pretending it's a horse. Well, to that child, that broom is a horse. So if the mother says, give me the broom, the child looks at her like, what are you talking about? Because the child really experiences that as a broom. Oh, and the old famous tea party where they pour nothing into the cup and they drink nothing and they go, that was the best tea I ever had. Well, mixing imagination in the real world is what happens between ages 2 and 7 when a child is experiencing theta. But by the time the child reaches 7, the vibration goes a little bit higher and we call that vibration alpha. And alpha is calm consciousness. Well, that's the child's life in the beginning of consciousness, very peaceful and loving. But then around age 12, the vibration goes up even higher. Now it's called beta vibration. Well, beta vibration is the brain activity when a child is in school or when an adult is working. And the beautiful part about this is every year of the child's life, the vibrations get greater and greater. And then when we're adults, we have the whole range. Yes, at night when we're sleeping, it's delta. And just in the morning before we wake up, called twilight reverie, the brain kicks into a higher vibration, theta. And then as the alarm clock goes off and we're ready to wake up, the brain is now in alpha, calm consciousness for the morning. And then on the way to work, the vibration even gets higher. Now it's called beta, and at work all day long, that's a very high functioning consciousness, beta. You know, the interesting part though is when you come back home, it goes back in reverse. So you come home from work and you've been working all day, you're in beta, and then when you get home, you start to calm down and relax, and the vibration slows down to alpha, calm consciousness. And then guess what? The moment you fall asleep and your eyes close, the brain is now in a lower vibration, theta, and then as you go a little deeper, guess what? Delta, and you're in sleep. And every day this cycle works. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, coming home, beta, alpha, theta, delta, cycling and cycling. Well, this is really a very interesting aspect of brain function for this reason. Theta, the brain activity between 2 and 7 years old for a child, is not just imagination. Theta is hypnosis. And this is how a child can download so much information as a little kid under 7 years of age. When we understand the nature of the progression of our brain vibration, it then becomes important for parents to know this for a very important reason. When does a child start actually downloading behavior? Well, very interesting fact. Even before the child is born. In the last trimester of pregnancy, the brain is already beginning to hit on theta. And when it's doing that, the child is experiencing what the mother is experiencing. So a happy mother is sending happy information to the baby as programs. But a mother who is afraid, frightened, not sure of the world she's living in, sends kind of scary messages to that fetus as it's developing. And the child is actually beginning to download these messages. The mother is Head Start program. She's the one that sees the world, and her interpretation of the world is translated into programs into the baby even before it's born. And why should they be able to download so much information? Well, think about it this way. How many rules must a child learn to be a functional member of a family? And then how many more rules must that child learn to be a functional member of the community? Thousands of rules, if you think about it. For example, how a father talks to his own child is different than how the father talks to the neighbor's child, which is different than how the father talks to the mother, which is different than how the father talks to the neighbor's wife, and that's even different than how the father talks to the policeman. You gotta learn a lot of rules to grow up and be a functional member of a family and community. And the idea of, can you teach this to a child, a youngster? They can't read. They're gonna go to school? No, they're kids. So the most important insight is that a child between the age of 2 and 7 is observing the community. So it's important for us to all recognize that around children, we really must be behaving at our best and highest level, because we are now programming the future of that child. The problem is this: when we grow up, 95% of our life is coming from the programs that we downloaded starting even before we were born through age 7. And these kids, when they grow up, are going to be the world that we're moving into. These kids are our future. So it really is incumbent upon us to recognize this. We should be helping them with the best behavior. We must be on our best behavior because they are copying our behavior between ages 2 and 7 especially. And therefore, if we want the future to be better, then we have to be better people as parents, as community, as family. We have to be the models that we want these kids to be, because they're watching us, they're recording us, and they'll become us. I want to thank my grandson Miles for helping us make this very important video.
And thank you, Grandfather, for letting me be a part of this video.
You gonna do your thing?
Yeah!
As I said, it is very important to understand this, and tomorrow there will be a meditation here which will enable you to let go of these blockages that hold you back. I'm happy if you leave a comment so we can get in the conversation, and if you keep checking back here, because with this channel I want to support and accompany you in your evolution on the path to wholeness and happiness in this very special new time. I want you to step into your brilliance and keep shining. See you tomorrow. Bye.